Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Got a new project in today. We're gonna get started on, and it's kind of a strange one. This is a 2014 Ford Flex EcoBoost all-wheel drive. I've kind of been looking for this car for a while without a sunroof in it, just the way I wanted. Obviously, you can see we got some front end damage somewhere along the lines. This thing went ditch cruising. Went into the ditch forward, and it's obvious that it came back out of the ditch backwards. Got plenty of scratches all the way down the side, right front. The windshield took obviously a hit of some sort. Something went through the windshield there. We got a big dent right here in the hood. Lots of scratches across this section and dents, I guess. There's a big dent right here. Left front corner, hood, fender, little dent, mostly just gouged. Headlights obviously scratched with barbed wire. Barbed wire all the way up over here. As you can see, this section here took the blunt of it, again, all the way up over the top of the car. You can see again the barbed wire, when they must have pulled the car back out of the ditch, was wrapped around here. Scratched that up real well. Bent the exhaust on both sides. It is bent underneath the car. Passenger side of the car, actually pretty good shape. The wheels are a little scuffed up, but I don't really care. I thought both mirrors were broke, but ends up they were just flipped backwards. And because they're power, I had to put them back into a standard position and then open and close them with the power switch, and they click back into shape. So far, so good on those. I do have the cap off of this mirror because I had to replace the lens, which I found on eBay for 60 bucks. Ford seems to think that's worth about 170. And I'll tell you, that ain't happening on this project. The interior's in good shape, but it's disgusting. It's extremely dirty. It's gonna need a good cleaning. Regardless, we'll get onto that later. As far as parts, everything for this car is expensive because it is a Ford. And this is why I don't build Fords, because the parts are expensive. Now Ford seems to think that this hood is worth $1,300 brand new. They seem to think that bumper is worth like $1,000. The radiator support behind there, another $1,300. That ain't happening on this car. Right now I'm sitting $2,700 in this car after my auction fees and $100 in fuel to go get it. So we're at $2,700 to start. And I want to have this car done for less than $4 grand, because at the end of the day, this thing's going to serve two purposes. One, winter beater. This is going to replace the Ford Bronco for the winter. It's a 7-speed manual transmission, no remote start. It's a bear to keep clean. The vinyl seats are extremely cold in the winter. And then I got some long-term plans later on for it. This car is probably never going to leave the family, but you never know with me. So anyways, here we go. Okay, got all our paint ground down in that area. We're gonna start with the big one here. And now we're gonna get out the old Uncle Laverne special stud gun here. This thing is getting pretty old, but still works like brand new as far as I'm concerned. Why don't you shut? WD-40 and bodywork. Not something you want to do in the same place, but I don't really care. Oh, look at that. Brand new. Alright, well, we have everything studded out as good as it's gonna get, like I said. I am not getting picky with this thing. We're going for smooth and shiny, not so much straight. Get a nice coat of Bondo on here. We're probably about an hour into this project right now, so.
Ooh, it stinks in here.
A little Bondo.
Ugh.
Mutter up, Buttercup.
Yeah, I guess so. Have fun.
See you later. Have a good time. Alright guys, it is the next day and we are back on the flex. I got the headlights and bumper cover out of the way, the easy stuff, but I am after the radiator right now. And I tell you, it's been a while since I tore one of these cars apart, and I don't exactly remember. I know these kind of come apart as a unit. And I think I've got everything disconnected except for some wiring that goes down somewhere. I don't know where it goes yet. I haven't found it, but I need some more room in here. This, whoops. That goes to the fans. There's that. Okay, for the most part, nothing is damaged back in here. Like I said, it was low, it was below the cradle, but it got the cooling. Doesn't look like it got the fans, which is good. So it got, yeah, you can see that there. I didn't know if it got the intercooler or not, but it did. So we're gonna get a new one of them, or a used one anyways. New radiator. You can see the AC condenser is also destroyed. The fan, this corner's broke. And I don't care, because when I'm done doing what I'm gonna do with this car, we're probably not gonna be using that anymore. So, but here's our main problem. Let me show you what I haven't found a way around yet. So this here is the radiator support. Okay, so that holds the radiator, condenser, the intercooler, and the headlights. And you can see we're missing the bottom of it. Now, scrolling through the internet, there are none available aftermarket for a Ford Flex. You can get it for a Taurus or an Expedition or an F-150, but not for a Flex. So looking on Ford's site now, these things are up to over $1,200, which, again, I got $2,700 total in this entire car. I'm not paying $1,200 for a radiator support. Hi, Luna. Now, digging around in the back of the car when I got here, the only thing that was in the back of the car was the lower half of this radiator support. Most of it. It's missing this little corner here. And this is, I believe, magnesium. Don't hold me to it. It's not weldable. I know that. We've tried that before. It's very thin, very light, and brittle. We can't weld it. We tried that. So I think what we're going to have to do is make some steel plates. And again, I'm shortcutting this car. This is probably not going to be used in the long run. This has got to make it through winter. It has to hold the radiator from falling out of the bottom of the car. That's all it has to do. So I'm thinking some steel plates and rivet it back together and send it. I would never do this to a car that I was going to sell to somebody. So I'm going to get back to finish the bodywork up, and then I want to get it in primer yet tonight, and then tomorrow we will block out a few spots, reprint a few spots, and then that'll be it for a Friday. Next week we'll get ready for paint. Well, it's about 8 o'clock. Second shift showed up here. Just gonna get some primer on this thing real quick. So we got a couple of MP282 mixed up in the gun here, and last couple coats primer on. We'll be done for the evening. Well, we got the old sexy flexi here all in the prep station, all masked up and ready to go. So we finished up that body work on it, which wasn't much, just fixed a couple dings. Like I said, I'm not fixing everything. I'm just fixing the major stuff. From there, we threw a couple coats of primer back over top of it just to seal everything up. And as much as I'd like to say I hand blocked it out, I didn't. I used the DA with 320, got her close, and then from there just hand sanded it with 400. Obviously, we did the 1000 grit on the door and on the fender because that's where we're going to do our blends at. We're not going to get picky with this thing. Like I said, I don't really care. The only thing we're missing is the front bumper. And we needed a new one, obviously, because ours was destroyed. Ford wants I think it's like $700 for a new bumper. And a used one was still like $350 and not in color, so that's kind of pointless. So we hit the old eBay and got a box with hopefully a bumper inside of it for $106 with free shipping from Florida. Let's unbox it and see what we got. Now, normally I would never order something like this for one of my projects, but again, like I said, I don't care. I don't care if I got to use drywall screws to hold this bastard on. But let's see what we got. Hold it up nicely. I believe the rule is just let it sit and it's going to go back to its original shape. So let's do that and we'll see what we end up with here in a couple hours. Well, I can already tell this isn't going to work. The bumper cover is completely ripped in half right there. So that's not going to happen. I guess we're sending that back and we're going to come up with something else. So much for saving money. Okay, so the bumper's junk. It is what it is. We're going to continue on here and get the car painted so we can start putting it back together. Now, I was digging through my paint cabinet and I found 2 pints of Deep Impact Blue. This one's dated 2019. So this is not our first blue Flex that we owned. So this is most likely from when we originally bought the first one in 2019, which obviously a builder. And then this one is dated 2021. I'm going to assume that was the Mother's Day incident when I backed her car all the way up a stop sign, all the way down the side of the car. He wasn't real happy with me. But I got to fix it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I already got a coat of DBC 500 on the door and the fender, tacked off. We're ready to go. We are skipping the sealer because, again, I don't care about this car. I don't care about the paint on this car. What I'm going to do to it, it ain't going to matter. So. Well, it's next morning. Everything's what we're going to call good enough. Lots of spots I don't like, but I don't really care. And while we were finishing that up last night, I went to work on this busted up radiator support here. Made a couple brackets, about as cobbled up as I've ever done anything. But like I said, again, I don't care. It's just got to hold. I've got a couple brackets here on the corner, a couple brackets on the front there. It literally just has to hold that radiator from falling out the bottom of the car. It just sits there, so it'll be fine, believe me. Anyways, we're going to attempt to get that set back in. I am waiting on a bracket yet from Ford. It'll be here Friday. Today's Wednesday, so we've got a little bit of a wait, but I think I can put most of it back together while we're waiting. So, oh boy. So we do have new radiator, new condenser, new charged air intercooler, mostly installed. The brackets that I'm missing are what hold the top of the radiator from doing that. But I think I can put them in afterwards, so. Because I always forget to order those things. But that wiring, that's what was kind of making things difficult. Remember how I did this. Something fished. This goes down through here somehow. Back into there. Yes, but I need a hose clamp. Across here. Down. Through there. Nailed it! I think I can still get to those pieces. They just go right on top of here. So this has to fold back. They go on there. It snaps forward. So at this point, I think I can hook up the lower charged air pipe thing with doohickey. I can get this blue thing. There we go. So this is a very short but stiff hose. It doesn't. Oh wait, it might not be that bad at all. Oh, never mind. I was just being a whiny, I guess. So now we got this guy here and radiator hose. Wonder which one wants to go first. Okay. Up here. You go on there. You go on. Loosen that clampy up a little bit more. There we go. That goes on there. That goes on there. Well, it's Friday morning, and we have our little trinkets from Ford. These little guys right here. Two of them. $18. Yay! But I do need to figure out how they go in there, because it's been a while, and I don't remember ever having good luck with this, so. Definitely need some light. It's awfully dark in there. It's awfully quiet in here also, because the internet is down, so I have no music today. At least right now anyways, and it kind of sucks. Okay, so they go in like this. There it went. So these two hoses are the transmission cooler, and that's why the old condenser is still in there. So I can drive the car around without squirting transmission fluid everywhere. Well, now we're done fighting with that stupid condenser and transmission lines. We have to fix the driving light for this side. The plug is MIA. Probably still hooked to the fog light somewhere, which we don't have. Don't you act up. I need some headlights. Using the old ones, obviously. The other one's got some scratches on it, but again, I don't care. There we go. Extra parts. Sensor. Fog light. Like downtown. We got what's left of this piece of trim. It's missing a few of the mounting positions, but I think this thing was like 180 bucks from Ford back in the day. I don't know if it's probably twice that now, but I think it's got enough to hold her on there for another round. So this tire must have hit something, and it's got a bunch of tree branch stuff stuck in the bead. Big chunk of it. So we're gonna pull the valve core and try to pick that crap out of there. Got new struts in it. Strut Tech. Huh. Oh, that's stuck in there good. Still leaking. Well, I have to get that fixed. All right, back on the flex this morning. Yeah, we need to get this thing done here pretty quick because it's got to go out to Jamie's today. Tomorrow they're going to put a windshield in it. So today we're going to work on the exhaust. As you can see, we got some issues going on there. And I think what happened, I'm not sure, there's no way to really tell. But obviously it went into the ditch, through the barbed wire fence, and there's enough scratches across the back of this thing that tell me that they hooked on here and drug it back out of the ditch. And I think the exhaust tips were dug down into something, and it bent the exhaust. I think what we're going to have to do is pull it back to where I want it, and then probably take the torch so both pipes go back there and turn in towards the center of the car. And I think the elbow is just bent. And I think if we just put a little heat in there, whoop, that's better. There, it's like brand new. Now we're going to do the other side. Same thing. Okay, where's it moving at here? It's better than it was. So I'm going to get this thing out and drop it off to him, and then they'll get the windshield put in tomorrow. Kind of go from there. So catch up to you in a few minutes. So I keep mentioning long term on this car, and since you made it this far through the video, let me try to explain some of it to you. Let's start with this monster here. Now, if you've been around the channel for a while, you remember, well, I don't know, about a year and a half ago, I bought 3 red 4-wheel drive Expeditions to make 2 4-wheel drive Expeditions to sell, so I could get 1 4x4 Expedition for free. And this is what's left of that deal. Body's junk, obviously, but look what we have here. A 3.5 EcoBoost with a transfer case, which means it's 4x4, not all-wheel drive like a Ford Flex, right? So yeah, body's junk on this thing, but the chassis is good. Obviously the back end, not so much, but we don't care about that. Now the downfall to a 4-wheel drive Ford Expedition is it is an independent front suspension truck. So you can't lift, technically, you can't lift a Ford Expedition. It's just, I don't think anybody's ever done it. So down here in my little scrapyard of waste and future projects and whatever, I just happen to have a set of a F350 Super Duty axles. Being front is a Dana 60, rear should be a Sterling 10.5, and those are key to people in the off-road industry, I suppose you could say. You know, like four-wheeling and rock crawling and, you know, just general overlanding, I suppose you could say. Now, if you take that Ford Expedition chassis, maybe some, I don't know, 1-ton axles and some like 38, 39-inch tires and a good body of a Ford Flex, well, now you got yourself something fun to play with. So, see, I can't go buy a Ford Flex from the auction put it on an Expedition chassis with 39-inch tires underneath it with a salvage title and take it out and get it inspected. And there's no way that's going to get through inspection. But if you bought a wrecked Ford Flex, fixed it, had that inspected, let the wife drive it for the winter, and then chop it up, they don't know the difference. So there you go. Maybe next year, we'll see. Anyways, back to the rest of the video. Well, that's about it for the old Ford Flex. We got it back from Jamie's shop. It's been out there for a few days. They got a new windshield installed for us. The glass guy replaced my side covers for me because these are all scratched up. Got some new ones off eBay. They were cheap. Anyways, we're real close to my goal of $4,000. I mean, probably within 50 bucks one way or another. I don't know which way it is. Don't really care. It's good enough. We pulled the front tires off, cleaned the beads on them, put them back together. One rim is bent, so I put that one on the back. Don't really care. So other than that, these tires are kind of crappy, but they're going to work for the winter. They'll get us through. The girls got the interior cleaned up real good. No more nose rings and vape pipes or whatever underneath the seats. So yeah, this thing is good to go. I'm going to run it out and get it inspected next week, get the paperwork done, and then I'm pretty sure the wife's pretty anxious to get driving it and put the Bronco away for the winter, so we'll get that done too. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. We'll catch you on the next one.